Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this has been your true and welcome to Batman Arkham Asylum, and something a little bit different, because I've been thinking a lot about Batman Arkham Asylum recently, especially because I've been playing Spider-Man recently, and there's some really interesting parallels between the two, and just thinking about all of that sparked off a bunch of thoughts, and I just kind of want to talk about those today. So this is more of, I guess, a bit of a video essay, if you like, and I want to put a proposition to you, ladies and gentlemen. The Batman Arkham Asylum is pretty much a functionally perfect game. That's not to say it's my favourite game. There are quite a few games I like better than this. But just in terms of what Batman Arkham Asylum wanted to be and how it executed on those designs, I think there's a case to be made that this is pretty much a perfect video game.
Now let's get this party started.
Yes, indeed, Joker, let's. So, in fact, let's start off exactly where the game begins. So, Batman Arkham Asylum, just in case you're not familiar with it, is basically a game that's broken up into multiple different types of game at the same time. So, there's a brawler aspect, there's an exploration and detective aspect, there's a kind of a predator sneaky aroundy aspect, and they're all kind of, well, to my mind, every single one of them works perfectly independently of each other. The game decides to actually begin with a little bit of brawling, so let's do a little bit of that, and I love the brawling in this game. In fact, I think actually Batman Arkham Asylum is very interesting, because it didn't quite invent this exact type of combat, but it did refine it, and I think a decade on, no one's actually done it any flipping better, which is just flipping beautiful. So, it's all pretty basic, as the game is implying, obviously. You want to punch people with X, so I'm just going to punch this guy. Now, hang on. I punched that guy, lovely. So he's been punched, absolutely flipping marvellous. Occasionally, people will try and attack you. When they do that, you can do a counter with Y, which is just absolutely marvellous as well. So punch, move around, don't get punched yourself, build combos. All seems very, very simple. But what I love about it is it's so flexible, and it's not in any way forcing you to do things one way or the other. So someone can take a swing at you, and you don't actually need to, you know, counteract them. You can just jump away. Or you can just go and just punch someone else, because Batman kind of jumps between enemies very, very easily. Or you can just jump over the top of them. Lots of people miss that move, actually. I see lots of people kind of not really using it. But if you just kind of jump over the top of people, you do a little punch, which does actually interrupt any attack they've got going on. And it does actually stagger them as well, so it's actually quite useful. Oh, and you've also got a little cloak swirl. You can just basically cloak swirl people if you want. So, that's the basics of the game. And just using that knowledge, basically just, you know, hammering punch, tapping counter occasionally, and just diving out of the way if anything big's coming your way, you can probably actually beat the game on easy mode. Like, that's fine, you can get through the game. But what's wonderful about this combat system is it has two layers to it. There's the being able to win the fight, and then there's winning the fight with style. Because this game doesn't just give you XP based on what you do, it gives you XP based on how you do it, which is marvellous. So what I want you to do is basically chain together a great big combo where basically you just hit people without getting hit yourself or missing any of your attacks, etc, etc. And that gets you more XP. So we'll just go, and then we'll just start moving from person to person. And there we go. Who's actually left? You're left. I'm just going to toss a batarang at you, and I'm going to toss a batarang at you too. And then just go over to you. Finish you off. Lovely. Now, I didn't just try and get a bit of a combo going there, I also tried to do a little bit of variety. So I threw a batarang. So the game basically wants you to use all your moves. So you're allowed to level up faster if you actually, you know, do things well, and do things fast, and do things in a varied, interesting fashion. So now we just move over to here. I missed one of the hits there. Move over to him, and really you just want to start rolling around the room. So that was a 10, that wasn't great to be honest, it'll do as a starting point. Just get over there, finish you off, and he went down, didn't actually do a counter there. I should have started off with the counter, so I actually did a counter. So 10 was my max combo there, that translates directly into XP, and I believe that's that first room done. I just have to wait for Joker to chat for a minute, so I may as well actually go and help myself to a little Riddler trophy, just a little hidden collectible in this vent over here. Sure is bloody convenient that every single room in this entire asylum actually has, yeah, Batman-sized vents. Bloody convenient. So, tutorial fight done, the game's pretty clear. Go find the Joker. Nothing I like, by the way. You know what you're doing. The whole game, the whole way through, it's very, very clear indeed. You literally start off the game, and the Joker escapes, and Batman says, I'm going to catch the Joker. Sometimes you need to be doing some things to help you catch the Joker, but you always got your eye on the prize. You always know what you're flipping doing. And this, what I'm entering right now, this is, I think, what actually really, really makes the game work perfectly. What you're seeing right now is a corridor. So yes indeed, corridors. I'm not in a great big open city, flapping around, using my cape to fly, etc. That, I think, is what makes this game work, because this game is linear. And linear is, I think, possibly the most unjustifiably maligned word in the entire video game lexicon. And I think I actually do understand why. And this is actually worth discussing. Because back in the 90s, when games were transitioning slightly awkwardly, going from their 2D to 3D puberty, the vast majority of 3D games were very, very linear. Not as a matter of choice, just as a matter of technical limitations. They kind of had to be. Some games were doing some interesting experiments into being extremely open world, like the original two Elder Scrolls games were in 1994 and 1996, and they were interesting if flawed experiments. But the vast majority of 3D games back there kept things, you know, fairly tight, inside, in corridors, very linear. You always had to go from point A to point B, not much in the way of freedom, just because, you know, that was easier to do. And as a result of that, I always distinctly remember the gaming press of the 90s around the PS1 and the N64. Linear was always a bit of a dirty word. You wanted your games to be as non-linear as possible. And as a result of that, when open world games did start to show up, you could argue when they actually began. I'd say probably Grand Theft Auto 3 in 2001 was when the kind of the template that's very often followed was set. And after that, the idea of open world, yay, linear, boo, sort of hung around for a while, and arguably still unfortunately does. I couldn't help but notice that when they were announcing Fallout 76, Bethesda were very keen to point out that the map was 4 times bigger, as if bigger is always better. Which was a lesson I hope we had actually learned from the launch of No Man's Sky, but here we are, I guess. Now, Arkham Asylum came out in 2009, and in 2009, open world games were still very, very much in fashion. If anything, it was part of their golden age. Fallout 3 had come out the year before, Assassin's Creed was still well loved, and one of the series' best games, Assassin's Creed 2, had only just come out. And only that very same year, 2 other superhero games, Infamous and Prototype, had both gone for the open world model. And then up stepped Arkham Asylum, deciding to set its game overwhelmingly inside, in tight corridors, in a mostly linear environment. And bloody hell, I'm glad it did. You see, the nice thing about a game that's linear and inside corridors and is very structured is 2 main things. It gives you focus and it gives you pacing. You see, so far we've had one fight and basically we've just run down a corridor. And now we're straight over to Victor Zsasz. We've already got our first well-known supervillain. So basically, we can get on with things nice and quickly. And on this occasion, we're just learning how to do stealthing and moving around the environment. So yes, while it's actually, you know, largely linear in terms of the structure, the corridors, you're actually put into little adventure playground rooms all the flipping time. So just get around the back of Zsasz, kick him in the back, and then just do a takedown. Lovely. One supervillain taken out. Very, very nice indeed. So, that done, straight back out into the corridors and move straight on to the next thing. And because the corridors are fairly small and you know where the next door is, you can't really get lost for the most part. There's not a huge amount of exploration. So how do the corridors actually stay interesting and engaging? Well, 2 ways really. One, there's just chattering teeth. I know that seems odd, but yeah, this is actually something Spider-Man did as well. When you're down on the ground as Spider-Man, you can go up to people and just give them a high five, but it's only worth 5 XP. Taking out the chattering teeth is actually 50 XP each. You find a handful of those, potentially that's actually worth more than a small fighter's. This is something that Mass Effect 1 did as well, and I always loved it there. Just giving you tiny, tiny little bits of XP just for doing little things as you go around the world, rather than just giving you big XP dumps for doing a major thing. It just kind of, you know, provide you with an actual incentive to bother interacting with the world. And just straight down the corridor, you're straight on to the next boss fight. The game keeps things interesting just by there being a constant, never-ending stream of new fights, bosses, variety. Variety is the spice of flipping life. And oh, he's probably about to throw a person at me. Right, you probably shouldn't be allowed to throw a person at me. I'm just going to go and stand over here next to the electric door. Would you like to charge the electric door, please? And, oh, you didn't quite actually hit me there. Right, okay. Get over here. Get over here. Come on. Charge at me, charge at me, charge at me. And go! And you... Oh, there you go. You actually can get a few hits in. This is actually a meant-to-lose fight. You can't normally do anything to this guy. But if you actually, manage to actually lead him into the electric doors, you can actually at least get a couple hits in. So, you know, you feel a little bit better about the fact that you're guaranteed to, well, not lose, but you'll see. And you're about to throw something at me, aren't you? Oh, you're about to throw a guard at the door. Well, that's kind of unfortunate for him. Right, okay. And... go! And in he goes again, and now I can get a few more hits in. I'm not sure if you actually get any more XP for doing it this way. I can't remember. Right, need you to charge over here if you'd be so kind. So you're going to do... Okay, that was a bit weird. Can't actually hit him, by the way. I don't think that actually does anything. Yeah, batarangs are literally harmless. And I think he's having a few... yeah, problems. And in a moment... his eyes will just basically go pop, and he drops down dead. Oh well. And everything you've just seen, by the way, the introduction to fighting, the introduction to stealth, the first little boss fight sort of thing, that just all comes in like the first 5-10 minutes. That's beautiful. I just love how fast the game can move, because being so structured and being so linear, it can move you from exciting set piece to exciting set piece. And this is where I think the Arkham franchise went a bit off the rails in the actual later iterations, and why I think that Asylum is superior to City and the rest of them. I honestly don't think it added anything to the game, that they decided to turn it into an open world down the line. To my mind, it just introduced a whole lot of unnecessary travel time where there's nothing interesting to do. Where you don't have the storytelling context of the Joker taunting you as you run through the corridors. Where you don't have the little chattering teeth to take out. Where there's not a similar XP reward for just interacting with the environment. Possibly it's worse during the Catwoman sections of Arkham City where, yeah, bloody hell does she move slowly building to bloody building. Now, speaking with Joker chatting to you in the corridor, this is probably a good time to actually talk about the beginning of the game. Sorry, not at the beginning, this was a better time to discuss it. And I flipping love the beginning of Batman Arkham Asylum, and that's a weird thing to say when you think about it, because the beginning of Arkham Asylum is basically, you walk slowly in a straight line. That's literally it. You just walk slowly in a straight line. And Joker says some things to Batman, and Batman doesn't say much back because Batman's a brooding misery guts like that. And that's pretty much a lot, actually. Now, many other games, I would criticise that exact opening. In fact, I think a lot of people don't like Skyrim's opening, which is pretty much exactly that. You just move slowly in a straight line, waiting for the actual game to begin. So why does it work here, but it doesn't work there? The thing is, in Skyrim, you're just basically hanging out with a bunch of people that don't matter. Oki is going to be dead, Rayloff's just some guy, and the one guy who might remotely be a little bit interesting to talk to, unfortunately, albeit for some fairly good reasons, has his mouth covered. And you, meanwhile, are a faceless, nameless, yet-to-be-created character. So no one's really got anything interesting to say. But back in Arkham Asylum, we've immediately got the character of Batman, who, of course, because we're actually stepping into an established character, has a personality that we already know, and the Joker, Batman's greatest nemesis. So there's already a dynamic in play here. We want to see how these two characters interact. In fact, those two characters interacting is pretty much the core of the entire game. It's also just a beautiful example of how to do pacing and how to use quiet in a game. The thing is, you're just waiting for something to go wrong. You're just, you know, trundling along, and Joker keeps making some comments about how things are blatantly not quite right, about how this is blatantly a flipping setup. The whole walk begins with Batman saying something's not right here, and you're just waiting for it to go wrong, and then the game does a beautiful fake out.
What's he doing?
Our institution is temporary. What? Don't you trust me?
Of course, Joker's about to escape anyway, but ooh, the tension that they build and the multiple fake-outs, and of course, Mark Hamill as, to my mind, the definitive voice of the Joker. It all just helps build the atmosphere, it's lovely. Back where we were on the game, however, next little thing to be introduced, detective mode. Honestly, this isn't really much of a muchness, to be honest. It's all pretty simple stuff. On occasion, the game will just say, this is now a detective area. Find a thing to scan. Oh, you found the thing to scan. Scan the thing. Marvellous. That will tell you where to go next. Okay, there's not exactly much in the way of gameplay here, to be honest, and this is actually one of the few things I think was done better in the later Arkham games. But honestly, I think this does its job, which is it's not specifically tied to any actual, you know, significant detective mechanisms or anything in terms of gameplay. It's instead just tied to the structure of the game, and keeping the game structure as tight as possible. So on this occasion, I've found myself a flask of whiskey, and now I'm looking for whiskey that's floating in the air that's going to tell me where the guy who was drinking from the flask walked. That doesn't strike me as particularly good science, but you know what, I'll accept it, it's fine. Type of gameplay number 3, moving around areas. So you've got this, oh, it's just so lovely. It's just such a beautifully designed thing, the bat grapple. It just feels so lovely to flipping use. I just love how fast Batman moves, by the way. Just look at him move along this ledge. Like, that's ridiculously fast. but it just kind of works because it keeps things moving along, and this game's got such a good idea of pace because it's linear, because it can just keep you moving from interesting area to interesting area, because it keeps movement nice and fast, because it lets you grapple everywhere, because it lets you kind of do this free flow combat system where you very quickly move from thug to thug and just kind of bounce around, smashing them in the face. Everything feels lovely. I mean, game feel is something we don't discuss enough, quite frankly, but Batman Arkham just has such a lovely game feel. Sounds like we've got a few more guards at the top here. Let's get ourselves an upgrade, because, oh yes, we can do many different upgrades. Now, where's the one that I want? Because there's definitely something I'm after. Ooh, critical combo strikes. Doubles the power of normal combo strikes when strikes are timed perfectly. The thing is, you can just get through this game by hammering X. You shouldn't. It's lovely. It's a bloody hell. Batman looks like a cocking psycho there. Yes, if you get the timing just flipping right, rather than just actually hammering X, you just want to be tapping X when you're ready to tap X. So just through here. You guys got your backs to me? I think you might do. Right, hello. Right, get some punches in. There. Go, 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 go. Was that pretty much perfect? Well, I could have mixed up a little bit better, but that's not so bad at all. So as a result of that, I get myself a big old pile of XP, because basically I just bounced from person to person. And by the way, there's some more XP to be got over there. Hello, little chattering teeth. There we go. Quick batarang will finish you off. So yeah, that wasn't quite perfect. That was perfect in terms of combo. Well, actually, probably it wasn't. Probably if I actually had done less critical strikes, then I'd probably been able to get the combo. Ooh, interesting. Now I'm actually thinking about things I hadn't thought about before. But yeah, had I actually decided to blend in the odd batarang, had I decided to actually blend in the odd little cloak swish, had I actually let one of them take a swing at me so I could do a counter, yeah, that actually might have been worth a little bit more on the XP front. But that's what I just love about this game, that the combat's got two such wonderful separate levels to it. That you've got the basic, can you actually clear out this room? And then you've got, can you optimize this room, because that will actually let you level up faster, and it's just so flipping beautiful. Here's something else I absolutely adore, by the way. The game does not force you to do things its way. So you can sneak up behind these three guys with guns by getting around the back of them, and the game's trying to tutorialise you actually doing things in, like, you know, a nice stealthy way, and just kind of doing, you know, 3 silent takedowns, etc, etc. You don't have to. If you feel like it, you absolutely 100% can decide to just knock these people out and then just go over to you, go, 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 and then just punch you down. You know, it's not a good idea for your health, but you can do. The game gives you the freedom. It's not an instant game over. Unless a game, that would have just been a game over. If during the, hey, can you sneak up behind people and do stealth, the actual guys had just shot you because you got yourself discovered, that would have just been a reset checkpoint. No, not in Batman Arkham. In Batman Arkham, they say, you know what? You're allowed to do things whatever stupid way you feel like, but I'm gonna punish you for it, you bloody idiot. And last but certainly not least, my favourite bit of the game. Oh, Predator mode. So, this is the point where the game basically just says, here's a great big adventure playground with some extremely convenient, like, gargoyles or whatever that you can actually move around in. Here's your little detective vision that lets you see enemies and flags which enemies have guns and thus are super dangerous in red versus guys that actually aren't, together with just flagging potential environmental kills and whatever, and basically just says, find your own way to do this. You can decide to actually do this in a violent way, or you can decide to do this in a very, very subtle way. And I like the glass takedown, by the way. Get above someone in glass, you can just basically punch that guy. Lovely. And I think I saw one more over there. Just loop over here. Where are you, my good man? You were over there. Where are you? Oh, you actually saw what was going on. So I'm actually going to go for a glide kick against you. And that should be just fine. Punch you in the face. Lovely. Detective vision means you're just basically punching glowing skeletons. Flipping marvellous. That's not it, though. There's more to flipping come. And by the way, I've just got myself an upgrade at just the perfect moment, because the most fun move in the game is probably a good thing to unlock right now. So, we got 3 more guys with guns coming in right flipping now. And I've just unlocked the inverted takedown, which is just quite frankly flipping hilarious. Now, who's going to pass under this first? Probably it's going to be you if I have to guess. Alright, throw a batarang to get his attention. And then, inverted takedown! Which is basically just a great big Batman hug. It's just wonderful. And then just move around the room to make sure they don't find you. Straight on we go. Move on to whoever's next. So, who's up next? You can't actually just keep doing this one per gargoyle. It's like by far the easiest way to deal with it. Generally, I try not to avoid doing it if I'm actually trying to play this game on like harder difficulty. Just because, yeah, it makes the game maybe a little bit too easy. Come on, you bastard. Just a few more steps. And back cuddle. There we go. Oh, it's just so wonderful. It's just flipping wonderful. Though they do actually make a little bit of noise, so people do actually respond to that. Though arguably that can actually help too. So where are you going right now? You're actually... Oh. No, you're not. You're looping around here. Right, so get behind you. And into sneaky mode. And silent takedown. Job done. Flawless. Never spotted. Oh. Predator modes are so damn good. I mean, this was a really simple basic introduction. There's only 3 guys, and they're quite simple, especially once you've got the inverted takedown, but oh, I just love it. I absolutely flippin' love it. It's just wonderful. Ah, yes, the Riddler, and his riddles.
But be careful. Don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait.
That's not a riddle. That barely even makes sense. But then again, I do actually quite like the Riddler challenge. It does actually provide, well, to be honest, like one of very few little side quests in this game where sometimes you actually have to do little challenges for him, sometimes you actually have to solve little riddles, sometimes you actually have to just find a trophy he's got hidden somewhere. Yeah, I like the Riddler challenges. They do actually add a little something without it becoming overwhelming. There's not a huge amount of digging around and going into side areas, etc. in this game. And that's probably good, because, yeah, not long after this point in gaming history, 2009, people started to, I think, get a little bit tired of big open world games where you were constantly being told to go to this place, go to that place, go to the other place. Here's 20 different collectibles you have to go around and piece together. Yeah, I think possibly Arkham Asylum was a little bit ahead of the curve, saying, you know what, a little bit of that sort of thing is good, but let's not go crazy with it, eh? Plus, it does help that if you actually solve riddles, you do actually get, once again, a healthy amount of XP. So there's actually, you know, a real gameplay point to doing so. Again, oh, Arkham, you just get everything right, damn it. So, we've made it out of the first little starting area into the open, and this here is pretty much the world, actually. This is actually broadly it. So if we actually look at the map here of Arkham itself, yeah, this is actually pretty much the entire map. There's the Arkham Mansion, there's the Botanical Gardens, there's intensive treatment, there's a medical facility, and there's the penitentiary. And there's just, yeah, handful of little outdoor sections linking them together. There's a tiny bit more hidden away, but broadly, this is the entire world. And I think that's bloody brilliant. It just means that you don't spend 10 bajillion years getting from place to place. So I've just been told to basically go and sort out the Batmobile. Okay, so this is now my next big objective. Someone's been actually shot over there. There's some bad people with guns. Okay, link over the top here. Jump straight down on top, go into hidden, do a nice little snuggly takedown. There you are, bat hug to death for you. Don't bother with this guy, instead we'll just throw a batarang at him, and now I'm just going to punch him in the face. You don't get a back cuddle, I've decided I don't like you as much. So, he goes down to, though actually, if you can actually take them out by just punching them a bit, you'll probably get a tiny bit more XP. It's probably a good idea, just because, yeah, then you actually build up a tiny bit of a combo. Then you get bonus for the silent takedowns. Ah, there's some people beating up the Batmobile. So, we're already up to the next major objective. Protect the Batmobile. Okay, I guess I'll do that. Some of these guys actually have, like, you know, bad things, like bats. Oh, I wonder if I've actually got time to... Do I actually have time to finish you off? Oh, I wonder... Ah, no. I did not have time to... Not even close, actually. So, just counter, kick, kick. Now, I want to potentially split these people out if I can, so I can actually move from person to person without them trying to actually get a counter. I lost the combo there. Right, well that's fine, because I wouldn't actually mind getting a counter on you. Excuse me, coming for a, come on, attack. And this will also finish him. Fun fact, when there's only one guy left, his health is automatically reduced to 1 hit point. So, as a result of that, you just need to basically do anything to him. Now, let's get myself a new gadget. Explosive gel. Ooh. Would you believe it's gel that explodes? Though, I love this touch, by the way. The explosive gel is just the greatest thing, just because of the way he used it. I know people know this already, this is not a secret or anything, but still, I just like that under all circumstances, he stays on brand, damn it. He decides he's going to draw a little bat. He always draws a little bat. And just get rid of that, and grab myself a trophy. There's a little bit more in the way of XP too. So here's a good example of the fact that the game starts opening up and you do have the freedom to explore if that's what you feel like doing. And often exploring gets you collectibles, and collectibles get you XP, and that gets you upgrades faster. So if you hop up to the top of this tower, you can actually just basically glide over the top of this gate, which I think you're not actually supposed to be able to get over just yet. The game certainly doesn't tell you to, and I think you can't actually get over here just from the ground. That just gets you to this little secret back area where, yeah, if you just put yourself a little bit lovely bat glue explosive stuff onto the walls, you get yourself a nice Riddler trophy. Anyway, back on the detecting to lead us to where we're supposed to actually be going next, which is, yeah, actually a little bit of nicotine, because we're following Jim Gordon's favourite nicotine brand, because apparently no one considered it the slightest bit suspicious that he kept repeatedly spitting on the ground every 3 meters or so. Marvellous and slightly disgusting. Still, let's go beat up some thugs, because beating up thugs is fun. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Ooh, I see you guys over there. Who exactly are you kicking? Hopefully that's just a guard and not Jim Gordon. And yeah, more people with bats and whatever at this particular moment. And ooh, actually, can I... Oh, hang on, no. Not the actual, the gel. Probably the batarang. And just start taking them out. And do you guys know I'm here yet? Have you figured it out? I don't actually want to take you out. I just want to take out the... Okay. You guys interested in coming over here? Can you not come up the stairs? If I just keep throwing batarangs at you, can you just... Okay, well this is fascinating. Ah, they finally decided to come and actually get me. Marvellous. Oh, bloody hell, this is a bit of a pain. Right, probably I don't want to actually be doing this fight on the stairs. Oh, this is actually, that's all worked beautifully, actually, yes. And I finally got the last chattering teeth. That was all I wanted, guys. You could have just let me go past. I just want the teeth dead. Also, Asylum Acacia just has a wonderful sense of humour.
Where's Gordon?
Wouldn't you like to
Over
know?
here.
Shut up!
There's also this moment earlier that I just absolutely flippin' love, when Batman decides to save a Blackgate prisoner. Oh, Batman. Or how the solution to a gas-filled room is to do this. To an actual patient in Arkham Asylum. Bloody hell, Batman. Or how you repeatedly run into these little boxes as you travel around the asylum, and normally they just contain chattering teeth. But the third one you run into contains a knife enemy. The first time in the game you run into one, and the established tactics that you've used against every other enemy don't work against these guys, which is just quite frankly hilarious. Anyway, no way in, and the game goes back into exploring mode! I need to find a new way in. See, this is really what the detectiving's really about. It's not really about, like, being a detective. It's just about, you know, observing the environment and figuring stuff out that way, which is always quite nice too. Here we go. Honestly, I probably didn't actually need detective mode for this. I probably could have figured out this bit was a little bit on the weaker side myself, yes. Right, so, draw a little... batarang, stay on brand, open things up, slow motion explosion. Wait, which is more badass? A normal explosion you turn away from, or a slow motion explosion you're looking towards? Ooh, I don't know. Oh, and we're into, oh yes, it's Predator time. Oh, you gotta love Predator time. Right, I'm happy to use these things for escaping, but I'd rather not actually use these things for, you know, actually doing the inverted takedown. The inverted takedown makes things a little bit too easy. So, alright, you look a little bit isolated next to your friends. So, get over here. And then probably what I want is... Oh, what are you facing right now? Ah, you just decided to hop up here. That's probably pretty good, all things considered. So, just basically drop down, nice and quiet, and then get behind you. Silent takedown. And because he's not actually been hung up, that means actually he doesn't yell and the other guys don't get alerted. That's the thing, obviously. Yeah, the inverted takedown, they do say, hey, I've just been hung upside down. That's mildly concerning. So, yeah, that's the downside. It does actually put the other guards on alert. This way, they are all still just wandering around. Though they might see... Yeah, they might see some bodies. You two seem pretty static, all things considered. Move over here. I think I can get behind this guy. Where are you exactly right now? Oh... Yeah, there we go. Just drop down over. Okay, he almost saw me, but I just about got away with that one. You do get a moment's grace, it's fine. So this guy is standing right behind a wall. Now this has definitely got to be something that we do here. So, a nice bit of explosive jam. Just paint the walls with that. Screw it. Paint the walls a little bit more just in flipping case. I assume this is a thing that's going to work, so I'm just going to detonate! Are you actually dead at this point? Oh, yeah, he's probably actually dead. I think I just broke the no killing rule there. That did, by the way, actually just alert them. Just, you know, the tiniest bit. That's fine. Now we can start dealing with them in fun ways because they start panicking. Here we go. They've separated. Right, you come in for a nice glide kick and follow that up with a punch. Lovely. I think you've heard something, however. So badass to zip to the other side of the room. I think I'm going to glide kick into you. Okay, that didn't actually work, but I just got a silent takedown. I'll take it. Oh, these bits are just so wonderful. Just so flipping wonderful. And of course, that's the advantage of the game being so structured and tight and just with lovely big adventure playgrounds tied by corridors. It works for the same reason that Hitman works. Because Hitman would never flipping work as an actual open world. Because it's got to have small, really interesting, detailed adventure playgrounds to navigate through. And that's what this game just does so beautifully.
Help me, Batman!
And barely a few rooms later we arrive at the morgue, where Batman gets to deal with the Scarecrow gas and starts seeing things that aren't happening, and the camera starts going at a very strange angle. And if you just actually spin the camera around, your eyes are suddenly glowing red. Nothing's quite, you know, what it should be anymore. You can't necessarily trust what you're seeing. It's wonderful. I mean, everyone must know this bit, but come on, you've just got to give it credit. It's wonderful. You enter the morgue, and you hear whispering. The flipping whispering coming from the opening and closing of the little body hatches. And when eventually you move to leave the morgue, because you can't find anything in it, you just enter a different morgue. Trapped in a circle of morgues and just the writhing body bags. And then, yeah, you just start opening them up. And of course,
Father.
Thomas and Martha Wayne, naturally. And in a very rare example of a jump scare, I'm actually, you know what, okay with, because it's a beautiful jump scare. Who's the third body bag after Thomas and Martha? And it is, of course, the man himself. Oh, the Scarecrow sections are wonderful. The Scarecrow sections are just amazing. So much flipping effort has been put into those, and all of a sudden, the world breaks apart. It's just, if you've never played this game, just, you know what, do. Stop watching the video and do. Because the Scarecrow sections are just wonderful. And not only are they wonderful, and just in terms of being ridiculously beautiful and different and interesting to look at and provide that beautiful variety that makes this game work. The variety of the brawler combat, the detectiving, the exploring and the predatoring. This is basically a little bit of all of the above, but in just such a beautiful, unique set of wrapping that I'm okay with it. It's lovely. Especially when, you know, the giant flipping terrifying Scarecrow starts circling around. And you need to, you know, avoid his terrifying laser vision and get down. Lovely. And all of a sudden, it kind of turns into, you know, in some ways a bit of a side-on platformer. And it's just beautiful. Right, up, around, and up, and high. Oh, it's just so lovely. And over we go. And, oh, okay, I'm not going to have time here. Do I have the... Yeah, I've got the explosive gel set. Right, here we go. And just get that set up right there. Probably best I get out of the way at this point. Ooh, only flipping just mind. And just detonate that. And, oh, bloody hell. No, 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 no. There you go. It's not just him turning around. It's, oh... I know how this bit goes, and this still unnerves me when he actually peers around the corner. Because, you know, you expect in a game like this that what's going to happen is, you know, it's okay. As long as you're hidden behind the thing, you're okay. But actually he's just, you know, he's actually peering around the corner, which feels like it's kind of cheating, to be honest. But here we flipping are. Okay, and then just go, 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 and away we go. And while he's lovely and distracted, over to the bat signal, which I can use to blind Scarecrow because symbolism. And what you've seen is, yeah, that's the Scarecrow bit. For now, it shows up again later, but that's the other lovely thing about this game. Nothing outstays its welcome. Everything just has its place, has its time, but you just move straight to the next thing. I mean, that's it. You just kind of, you can do that in a few minutes, and then it's just straight on to the next thing. Okay, we're literally 2 rooms later, and the game puts a new challenge in. We need to get to Gordon up there without ever being spotted. Anyone spots me, even for a moment, they kill Gordon, instant failure. Now, I think I should be able to just quietly take you down. Silent takedowns are probably okay. Batman can't move bodies, but I'm sure that's fine. Now, straight back into... Here we go. Another one of them. Ah, hang on. Can I do a... No, you're sadly not close enough for a vent takedown. I'll have a Riddler trophy, mind. You're facing away from me. Oh, you're moving in this direction, though. Right. Watch out for that guy. Are you actually... Yes, you're on a different plane right now. So, silent takedown there. Lovely. Straight back in the vent, please. Thank you. Now, where's my next target? He's over there. I see you. Question is, are you going to... might be able to just get round the back of you, actually. Where are you right now? I'm invisible while I'm in an event, so I'm okay for the time being. If he wants to just basically turn away and walk up this way, we should actually be... Here we are. In good shape. Down over here. One silent takedown, so no violence allowed on this occasion. You go down. That person's facing away as well. And last one. In we go. One silent takedown there. Never mind, I thought he was facing away. I'm so sorry, Jim. Oops. There we go. Much easier that time. All those guys taken care of. So now should just be able to sneak up to Harley. Job flipping done there. Here we go. Up top. Up top, up top. Help myself to a Riddler trophy. Now I'm directly above you. And one takedown from above. Bye, Harley. Oh, and by the way, that leads straight into the flipping Bane fight. Because of course it flipping does. Because of course naturally we follow a full stealth section with a full everything else section. Also, what I absolutely love about this fight is it's not what you'd normally expect. Because normally you expect, oh, an enemy charging at me. That means I just need to dive out of the way. No. You need to actually hit him in the head so he's distracted. Then you can actually hit him. Isn't that lovely? And then we can just start getting some hits in there. And you can actually just start wearing him down normally. It's not just like, 3 hits against the wall and he's done. Instead, oh, you're about to throw a big thing at me, aren't you? Well, in that case, I'll throw a batarang at you. Okay, probably time to just start jumping. Right, you want to do a charge at this point? I bet you do. And then back over to you. And start getting some punches in. Round the top. And I think we'll just tug out some of his lovely little venom tubes. And there we go. Flipping lovely. Run out of the way, get a bit of distance between me and him. And yeah, it's just a little bit more interesting than the usual fight you'd expect. They just, add their own little tweak in. And, oh, he's got friends. Luckily, there's friendly fire on. So, if I just want to get out of the way. There we go. And now get out of the way. Sadly, I didn't have time to actually throw the batarang. He can charge into his own friends as well, naturally. Now, what are you going to do? Oh, excuse me. And, uh-oh. Right, I need to get the thing in. Out of the way. And there we go. Go. Excuse me. Block you. Oh, blimey heck. Okay. Yeah, this fight's fun. This is a good fight. And go. Excuse me. No, 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 no. And he's about to do some tossing in of stuff. And block. And go. Oh, I think he actually missed all of us there. Oh, he's got the... I need to get the thing in. And he immediately basically knocks everyone out of the way. And go, go, go. And now I've got the chance to get up here. Knock his thing off there. Down to 1 health bar. It's a fun fight. Oh, blimey heck. I thought I'd have time to get you. Right, go and... Go, go, go. Oh, that's a bad place to be, Batman. Bad place to be. And now the number of guys gets a little bit on the extreme side. And go. Ah, I got knocked out of the way, but he got knocked out too. Right, go. Go and go get the hits in. Get the hits in. Ah, he knocked me down. Even on normal difficulty, that's a tough fight. And here's fun. When you lose, you get a unique kill, depending on who you're fighting at that time. So if you lose a Scarecrow section, he actually taunts you in the death scene. Here, I get my back broken by Bane. How cool is that? There we go. Got him the second time. Also, you eventually take him out by driving your car into him, which is wonderful. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, I think you get the point. This is Batman Arkham Asylum, and to my mind, though it's not my favourite game, I would put to you, it's pretty much a perfect game, because it's just so flipping varied and so focused, just so well put together. You just run into a room and there's an amazing, interesting boss fight, and then the next room, there's a really good stealth section. The next room, it's a really good brawler. The next room, there's a fun bit of exploration to do. Just every time you step through a door, there's something new and interesting and tight and focused and well put together. It's just flipping wonderful, and it's why it works as a linear game and why I think it was such a mistake to move Arkham City onwards into the traditional open world model where it's just a big map with lots of little sub-objectives spattered all over it. This just worked so much better. I flipping love Arkham Asylum, alright? It is just a wonderful, wonderful game. Maybe not my favourite of all time, but you know, easily inside my top 10. It's a beautiful, beautiful game, and I would suggest, yeah, for what it wants to be, and for the impact it had on gaming in general, and for just the wonderful ways it innovated, just everything about it, it's basically a functionally perfect game. Oh, I love it. If you've never played this, please do. Link in the description below. It's an absolutely flippin' marvellous game, but I will leave things off there. Yeah, sorry if this was a little bit rambly. I didn't script this or anything. I just was, you know, thinking after I played Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a really good game, but ooh, I had a hankering to go back and play some Arkham Asylum because I just think it's basically perfect. So, who knows? Maybe I'll do more of this sort of thing. I don't know. I'll give it a bit of thought. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Batman Arkham Asylum. Thank you very much, and goodbye. No, sadly, I cannot be the Santa Claus of murder tonight. So apparently, even though this thing is... Oh, no, no, you can't. No, you most certainly can't. Okay. Is that the symbol meaning I'm about to pull her over? Yep, there we are. There we... Oh! I feel like she didn't necessarily survive that. No, she's very dead.